بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه يا ذي الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد يا قرة عين الرسول يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيهة عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها الكاظم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا بجيا عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا بجيا عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النبي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا بجيا عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا وسي الحسن والخلف الحجة أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيا عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا سادتي وموالي إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالميه من الأولين والآخرين آمين رب العالمين. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I begin in the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful, the one who has created everything at its most perfection. And may the peace and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on his peak of creation, the symbol of humanity, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and his immaculate progeny, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salawatullah, especially the leader of our time, the awaited Savior, Imam Zaman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten his reappearance and make us the dedicated and sincere servants of Imam alayhi salatu wassalam. Respected brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you know, today is Tuesday and we had the Du'a Tawassul. Also, I'll answer some questions about the Ahkam and Islamic laws. One of the questions that I received this week was about the khums. As you know, whatever exceeds your annual expenses, you need to pay the khums of that, even if it's a gift, according to the Fitwa of Ayatollah Sistani. For example, if you have $1,000 at the end of the year and you separated all the expenses, and that $1,000 is extra, and you don't need it, and that's your annual day for the khums. So you have to pay the portions of that $1,000, which is $2,000. And from that $2,000, $1,000 is going to go to the Sayyid, Mustahaq, the needy one, and another $1,000 is going to Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, and you need the ijazah to spend it. But what about the clothes? What about the golds? What about the car? What about the shoes? Rice? For example, beans, meat, and all those things that we daily need them and we use them. According to the fuqaha and mujtahideen, as long as you need something and you buy it because you need it, you don't have to pay khums of it. For example, I need to buy this shirt in order to come to the masjid, in order to go to work. I buy it because I need it, because I'm wearing it. So if I wear it and I need it, so I buy it, there's not going to be any point to pay khums of it. So you don't have to pay any khums. But the question is this, what about if I buy this and I need it now, and I don't use it during the year? It's like now I go to the store and I buy a shirt for myself because I need it. But until the annual day of my khums, I don't use it. I just put it somewhere. Do I have to pay khums? The fuqaha and mujtahideen say no, because you need it. And you bought it because you needed it. And you didn't get a chance to wear it. So in this case, you don't have to pay khums. But if I don't need it, it's like I have a shirt. I have 2, 3 shirts and I'm good with that, and I don't need another shirt. But I say to myself, you know what? Let's buy 5 more shirts and put it somewhere. Maybe I will need it here. Maybe I will need it. This case is totally different. If it's maybe, I'm not sure that I need it right now. I'm not sure that I'm going to need it during the year. No, I buy it and I put it somewhere. If that kind of shirt that I don't need it right now, I don't use it until the annual day of my khums, then I have to pay khums of that. So again, I'm going to repeat it. That's for those people that ask me this question, that if you need something and you buy it, just like as a jewelry, you need the jewelry and you want to wear it and you buy it. So you don't have to pay khums of that because you're wearing it, you are using it. And you needed it right now, and it's according to your sha'n. That means it's not israf, it's not extra. You need it. You want to wear it, for example, a necklace or something like that. So you buy it because you're using it, so not a problem. And you don't have to pay khums. But if you don't need it and you buy it, and that exceeds your annual day of the khums, and you don't need it, and you put it somewhere, you have to pay the khums. Same thing with the shirt, same thing with the rice, same thing with the oil, same thing with the meat and everything else. Like some people, they buy a lot of rice. For example, they buy like a big van of rice. They don't need it. They just put it somewhere because it's cheap. So that kind of rice, because you don't need it. Whatever you use it, it's fine. But whatever is extra and exceeds your annual day of the khums, then you have to pay khums. The khums is not only about the money. If you have more questions and you want to and you want to get your answer in details, you can contact me at 973-610-5871. And inshallah, I'll be glad to answer your questions. So this was one of the questions that I received during the week. The other question is about the marriages. As you know, it's a culture that when the girl and boy do the nikah, before marriage, before getting married, before wedding, usually the groom buys some gifts for the bride. So he buys like some gold, some shirts, some, for example, pen, whatever. And God forbid if before wedding they break up, what about those gifts that he bought it for her? Can she ask back all those gifts or no? The answer has two dimensions. The first dimension is this, that is the bride his family member or no? If the bride is his family member, like a cousin or like somebody like first cousin or second cousin, doesn't matter. Is a family member, the Silatul Arham. They say Sila Rahim. Then he cannot ask them back. So whatever he bought it for her, that's hers, and then he has no right to ask him back, because according to the Islamic law, when you give something as a gift to your family member, you cannot take it back from them. That's going to be their properties forever. But if the bride is not his family member, and they are a stranger, for example, they are not family member, they are not relative, they are not Silat al-Arham, if she did not spend them, if she did not use them, if she did not change them, then he can ask them back. But it's like if he bought him, for example, a necklace, and then the bride sold the necklace and spent the money for herself. This man cannot ask anything from her. Or she got the necklace, but she didn't like it at that time, and she went to the gold store and then said to the guy, please take this and give me another one instead of this. So she changed it. So at this point, again, the man cannot ask the gold back from her. Or for example, she destroyed it, she damaged it, or she lost it. Maybe the man gives her a necklace, but during the engagement time before wedding, she lost them. So when she lost them, so that time the man cannot ask anything because she lost it. But if she didn't lose it, she didn't sell it, she didn't exchange it, she didn't damage it, and everything is like the first day that she got it, at that point, if everything is there and she did not do anything with it, the man can ask those gifts back, and then that's his property, and he can take it back from her. So this was about the question about the marriages. Unfortunately, I receive a lot of questions like that, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't know the rules, don't know the Islamic ahkam. When they get married, they don't do the right thing, and then later when they come across with problems, then they call me, and it's going to be kind of late. It's just like divorce. It's just like custody of the child. But at the beginning, when they get married at the time of nikah, they don't mention anything. So the man gets all the rights. And then later when they have the problem, so man is the one who has the authority of the divorce. So then she comes to me and she complains, okay, what kind of Islam is this? Like the man can divorce, the one only can divorce me. What about me? I tell them, listen, sister, you had the right at the time of the nikah. You could take the power of divorce at that time, but you didn't do anything. You could get the representation and the wakalat of the divorce at that time, but you did not mention it at the time of your nikah, so it's now too late. Or you could get the custody of the child at that time, and then if you would mention it now, you could have the child Islamically, and that could be yours. Or for example, about working, you didn't mention at the time of the nikah that I'm gonna go out and work. And then after nikah, he said, don't go and work. And then you cannot say anything because you give all the rights to him. Then now you have to convince him that you're going to work. So these are all the things. That's why I always ask the sisters, please, before you go to the nikah, before you get married Islamically, make sure you know all the ahkams and Islamic laws about your rights. Because if you don't know them, then automatically all the rights will go to the man, and then later you will come across problems and come to me, it's going to be kind of late. So we have to remember this. Please always study. If you don't know, you come to me and you ask me the question and your Islamic rights, and I can tell you, inshallah. And then before you get married, you know what's going on in your life. The other question that I received was about the adhan. As you know, there's some problem with the times of the adhan in every country, unfortunately. If you look at the calendars for morning prayers, for Fajr prayer, like from each masjid, unfortunately, they have a few minutes difference. So it's not exact time for all the masajids. Like in Philadelphia, in New York, in New Jersey, I can see like some differences in different masajid. So what are you supposed to do Islamically? Islamically, you have to be 100% sure about the time of the namaz when you want to pray. How can you can convince yourself that this is the exact time? It's up to you. You can study, you can look for it, you can Google it, you can ask the ulama and maraja. And then after that, once you get it, once you get the exact time, then you can pray. For example, it's like it says in Fajr. One of them says 4 o'clock. One of them says 4:05, 4:05. One of them says 4:10. So Islamically, your job is taking the precaution. And you think about it, okay, so this calendar says 4:10. So let's pray 4:15. You take the precaution. And that 4:15 is your job, just to be on the safe side. Or, for example, Maghrib, it says 8:33. And the other calendar says 8:34. So you wait 5 minutes. You make it 8:40. Nothing is going to happen. Just do some dua, salawat, dhikr. Just wait a few minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then you pray. Same thing with the tulu or the sunset. Sun rays and sunset is a little bit different. So, for example, if the sun rays says that is 5:50, for example, and the other calendar says 5:55, so you take the precaution and you take the 5:50. So for you, your job is 5:50, just to be on the safe side. I'm talking about the precaution. I'm not talking about the wajib. I'm talking about the precaution. So just because you want to be on the safe side, so you take the 5:50. But if you wake up, for example, you don't have any calendar right now, and you don't know if it's qaza or not. For example, it's morning, and you wake up from sleep, and you feel like there's outside is like looks sunny, but it's kind of cloudy too, and you don't know what's going on. If is my namaz qaza or no? So at that point, what you're supposed to do, you're gonna do one thing. You just do the niyyat of ma fi dhimma. Ma fi dhimma means whatever is obligated. So you do the niyyat of ma fi dhimma and say, Ya Allah, whatever it is. If it's qaza, count it as a qaza. If it's ada, count it as a ada. This is the rules. And then you'll be fine. But if you don't know exactly, like if it's qaza or ada, and you in your niyat, you say ada, that means it's the namaz time. And then later, 8, 9 o'clock, you see, okay, I prayed at 6 o'clock, and that 6 o'clock was qaza, and I did the niyyat of ada. And you have to repeat that once. Again, if you don't know exactly if it's qaza or ada, and you do the niyyat of the ada, and then later you find out that what's your niyyat was wrong, and now what you're supposed to do, you have to repeat that. Same thing with the morning. So you wake up and you don't know the time, and it's 4 o'clock, for example, you say Allahu Akbar, you pray your Fajr prayers. And later you find that, okay, the 4 o'clock that I prayed was not the namaz time. The namaz time is 4:15. So you did before Fajr. So that time when you find out, when you get to the yaqeen and certainty, then what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to repeat that namaz. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and your families. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten the reappearance of our Imam alayhi salatu wasalam and make us the dedicated and sincere servants of Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give shifa and speedy recovery to all our sick people in our communities and our family members. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and your families. Wassalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajah.